Hey everybody, Kenny Ducey back here for Odd Shopper. I cannot believe that we are already at the semifinals of the Australian Open. Feels like yesterday that it started. It has been a wild ride. We've seen many upsets. We have an American man in the semis. We have seen both American women that we had strong feelings for, or strong hopes for rather. We felt like they were going to win the Australian Open. They're both out. We've got a former Grand Slam winner, two former Grand Slam winners playing each other in one of the semis. I think that this could be a very fun conclusion on both sides. You know, who knows? Maybe Novak Djokovic goes down in the final. Who knows? Maybe he goes down to Tommy Paul. You never know. Today we're going to talk about the women's semifinals. Those are the two that are going off early Thursday morning. We'll bring in, I love this background that they've put in here. We'll bring in the odds here. You can see Elena Rybakina is a slight favorite over Victoria Azarenka, a pretty strong favorite. And then Sabalekna is a huge favorite over Linette. Let's get into both matches right here. We'll go to Tennis Explorer, look at the head-to-head, and talk about how the matchups should work. Now, this first match here with Elena Rybakina and Victoria Azarenka, watched both of them play this week. Rybakina looks absolutely dominant, hitting those balls low into the court, hitting with so much power. She is so lethal on these surfaces. And, we saw at Wimbledon. She won Wimbledon, right? And it's because she has a huge serve and she can hit through her opponents. And she hit through the best defender on tour, Iga Swiatek, and beat her in straight sets. Ostapenko wasn't much of a challenge for her. I think the one thing that could be troublesome for Rybakina is if Victoria Azarenka gets off on the front foot and like Ostapenko did at times in the second set, just blast winners. But I think ultimately Rybakina should be able to be the aggressor here. Victoria Azarenka was hitting the forehand with a little more pace than when we can remember. But still, I don't think it's going to be enough for me to make for her to have a chance in this match. I just don't think she can hang with Rybakina. You see the lines here. You see plus 105 on Rybakina to win 2-0. The game spread here is 3.5. I'm going to go ahead and take Rybakina to win 2-0 at plus 105. I think her level has been quite high. I think Pegula shot herself in the foot a bunch of times in that quarterfinal match. Lin Zhu, great story, but I don't know. I don't really rate the wins that Azarenka's had, to be fair. And I really do rate these Rybakina wins. I mean, obviously, Danielle Collins in a tough three-setter, and then Iga Swiatek, the world number one, right there. Those two players, I think, better than everyone not named Jess Pegula on the Azarenka resume. And, Ostapenko has also played well. I don't know. I see a higher level right now, and I think that Vika is really going to struggle, especially off the forehand wing. She generates a lot of power there and can get very aggressive, and I think Rybakina, the pace is going to be too much for her to handle. Before we get to the next pick, I want to just tell you guys about an amazing offer that we have. We have a premium Discord. You can get access to some of the best data-driven minds in the business, and you can have access to a great community of sports bettors, have some people to sweat live bets with. You'll have people to bounce live bets with, live bet ideas off of, and just have access to a wealth of great selections. It's impossible to keep up with all sports. We have experts that do that. You can get your first week for free. The information is down below. There's a link to sign up as well. And then after that, it is $19.95. But please take advantage of this. It's an absolutely great deal. And I think that you're leaving money on the table by not doing it. So I highly recommend doing that. And that's definitely a big selling point of Stochastic here, $19.95, and that's it. So let's talk about the next bet here, and we're going to go over to this Linette Arena Sabalenka match. Linette, like Azarenka, not too impressed with the resume here, with the players that she's beaten. You see the two times that they've met, Sabalenka's absolutely destroyed Linette. I think it's a great story. I think Linette has some good counter-punching ability, but we're talking about a player right now that is just absolutely engulfed in flames, hitting her opponents off the court. I thought obviously Donna Vekic really struggled with her second serve, but Sabalenka was just overpowering for, you look at the players that she's beaten, similar to the run that, similar to the one we just examined, like I mean, this is Shelby Rogers has had a really solid like 8 months. She hits the ball hard. I mean, and Sabalenka hasn't even been in danger of dropping a set yet. Mertens is a world-class tennis player. Bencic obviously had hopes of winning this thing in the round of 16. And then Donna Vekic was on fire. She had pulled some huge upsets. She was looking like the Donna Vekic of old. But Sabalenka just has all-world power. She has more power than anybody on tour. That includes Elena Rybakina, who, won Wimbledon for a reason because she hits the ball hard. But I would love to see a Sabalenka Rybakina final. I think we're going to see it, but I just think ultimately we saw Pliskova at times overpower Linette, and Pliskova is a serve ball player that has huge forehand. We saw it make an impact. There was just the double faults crept in, a lot of unforced errors. Now I'm not saying that Sabalenka doesn't have issues with those two things, but she's really cleaned up her game over the last 5 months. Great run at the U.S. Open. She won Adelaide. She's feeling really good. She's won 9 matches in a row. She's going to win this match easily. And once again, I will. The 2-0 here is too expensive, so I will happily just lay the games here. I believe it's 4.5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 4.5 games with Sabalenka. I think this is a domination. The fact that Donna Vekic wasn't able to say anything to her, I thought was a pretty good indication of where Sabalenka's game is at. And then also, if you want to just know the simplest way to play this slate, I really think it's as simple as just going in and parlaying Rybakina, Sabalenka, and you get -128, which is a pretty good price. I just think both favorites are deserving favorites. Both favorites should win here. Unlike the men, which we'll talk about in our next video, I don't know if there's much of a world here for the underdogs. And before we let you go, if you are betting on the DraftKings Sportsbook, if you have not signed up, if you're going to sign up to take this -128 parlay, please take advantage of this amazing deal that we've never had as good a deal as this with a sportsbook ever. The information's down below. You can click on the link to sign up. You bet $5 and you get $200 instantly in free bets. So you can put a $5 on Rybakina, you get $200 instantly in free bets. You throw it on this parlay, you win, you're happy. And it's really that easy. Just the description's below. You must be 21 or older to gamble in most states. If you're someone that knows a problem with gambling, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. But that's it for me. We just have the 2 matches. So it should be good. I think both favorites win. I think you parlay both favorites, make a lot of money. And until next time, we will see you.